Greetings, kindergartners. Welcome to Music Time. Today we have a special music time in that we're not going to be looking at a lot of notes or talking about skips and leaps and steps and intervals and things like that. We're going to be talking about the pipe organ, and not just the sounds that the pipe organ makes, but what makes it work. How does it work? And I think you'll be very fascinated to see that there's so much more behind the wood and the pipes than we ever see or hear on a Sunday morning. So if you would, please join me as we take a tour of the pipe organ here at St. Paul Lutheran Church. We know, and we've talked about in music class, that these sliders make different sounds by letting the air go to different pipes. We have two keyboards, which on the organ we call manuals. The upper is called the swell. The lower is called the grate. We play our feet play the pedal board, the big keys at the bottom. Okay, so both feet play. Here we have a couple, we have a pedal in the middle that if you look above my head and watch the louvers close, that's why we call it the swell, the upper manual, because we let the sound come out, and we can also make the sound be more quiet. Okay? So we have the swell, the grate, and the pedal board. Okay? These are all stops, individual sounds of the organ. And I know that early on in the year, we talked about high and low, and also loud and soft, and how we have different combinations of those sounds. But when I press a key, how do we produce sound just from pressing a key? So now Mrs. LaBelle is going to go around, and we're going to look inside of the organ. Right now, what we're looking at are the parts of the organ that help make the sound, let the air go to the pipe when I press a key. Okay? They're called the action or the trackers. Watch very closely and you will see them move as I play different keys. That's what we call our tracker, or the action. And as Mrs. LaBelle climbs up the ladder, this is a very interactive music time today, we're going to see how those trackers continue all the way up to the different levels of pipes. Again, I'll play a few notes. And of course, I don't have any stops drawn right now, so that we can't see how the different sounds come on. But now you have an idea of the action, the mechanical linkage, okay, the piece of wood that goes from the key up to the notes that we're playing. Now we're going to come back around to the other side of the organ and show you the other half of the action, which is going to be very similar to what we just saw, but for the lower part of the keyboard, both keyboards and the pedal board. So if we focus back on the action, we can see how the trackers move. That's how our notes, how we move from the key to the pipe. Okay? Let's talk about the pipes just a little bit. You will see in front of you some wooden pipes that are really quite large. Those are played by the feet on the pedal. And then above we'll see some very tall metal pipes in the back.
Ooh, metal pipes.
That are like a long tube. And they have a very interesting feature right here, a wooden roller that's called a lip. And when the air comes across that lip, it changes the sound of that particular pipe. Those pipes sound a little bit more like strings. Okay, let's move to the other side of the organ. And we will climb back up the ladder. And we see a group of pipes in the swell chamber, which is below.
Oh, down below.
Yep. And if we look very closely, we see some very, very small pipes that make very high-pitched sounds. And if we look at the rest of the pipes in there, we see some pipes that have what looks like little lids or stoppers on them. And those pipes actually speak lower because the air goes all the way to the top and goes all the way back to the bottom, makes a big cycle in that pipe before it comes out and speaks. So those are the pipes in what we call the swell box, which has the louvers in the front to open and close. And then as we move to the very top of the organ, we see another group of pipes, some very large pipes, some pipes that are so large that you can see that they have to be what's called mitered or soldered at different angles so that the full length of the pipe can be allowed to speak. We see pipes that are tapered. We see pipes that look more like a straight tube. And again, we see some pipes that have stoppers on them. All these different pipes have a different sound. And with the organ, each note has one pipe, except for the special stop called the mixture, which has 4 pipes per note. And then it's off to the right a little bit. We see some very, very large pipes, the largest pipes of the organ. The largest of these pipes is 16 feet tall, and they sound like a trombone or like a trumpet, a very large sound that fills the room. And then next to them, slightly to the left, we see some more wooden pipes that are not quite as large, but these are still the pipes that are played by the feet, the pedal pipes. And the last group of pipes that we want to look at on the organ, and we'll let Mrs. LaBelle come back down the ladder, are the large painted wooden pipes on both sides. These pipes are called the sub-bass because they speak at the lowest pitch, at the 16-foot pitch. So they have a stopper in the very top, and the air comes in, goes all the way up, makes a circle, and comes back and speaks out. Okay? What's unique about these pipes is the color, this very lovely burgundy color. If you look throughout the sanctuary, that color is in the front, and also throughout the church in the gathering space and the fellowship hall. This organ was originally in the church up the hill. It was built in 1991, and then when this church was built in 2009, the organ was moved. So this color represents continuity from the old building to the new building. And last but certainly not least, we have the names of all the workers that built this organ. The organ was built by Lynn Dobson, the Dobson Organ Company, in 1991. So, a very brief explanation of how the organ works. Now we know that the organ needs air. And so the air for the organ comes through this wind line with the blower, the electric blower for the instrument that produces the air, allows the air to come through and down and up to all the pipes so that they can all have plenty of air, and it's provided so that the air is very steady so that the pipes don't bounce. They speak very clearly. So when you press a key, it's interesting to know how many linkages, how many mechanical connections there are to each pipe, to each note that are used to produce a sound. There's a lot going on in here, and we don't see it because it's all covered up inside. It's internal. So now that we know how the organ works, let's listen to some of the sounds that it produces. We've talked about high sounds and low sounds. We know that we can produce very high sounds on both manuals, and also very low sounds. They can be very soft or quite loud. That's all 16 feet of air moving up through that large pedal trombone. We have pipes that sound like trumpets. We have pipes that sound like flutes. We also have higher flutes. We have the sounds that are unique to the organ. These are called the principals. And the principal pipes that speak in the very front at the top are said to be in the facade, or visible. Those are the pipes that we both see and hear. And they have a very lovely round, full sound that's unique to the organ. Now this pipe is approximately 8 feet in length. We have the pipe that's 4 feet and 2 feet in the mixture. We have that nice bright sound that helps us to lead congregational singing. So some of the other unique sounds from the organ are sounds that we put together in small groups of pipes that provide a very specific color. We can add a brighter stop in there. We'll also take away some stops, some of the higher pitch stops, and we can create a different color. Another feature of this organ is that we can take the stops on the swell, and using a pitch down coupler, I can play them on the grate. So I can combine the stops that we have on the grate and the stops on the swell, and we can have a nice full sound. Sometimes when we're playing for a wedding or another occasion, we want to have a nice bright sound that has a trumpet. And since we're in the Easter season, we like to think of the organ as being able to lead congregational singing. And to do that, we like to have lots of different sounds and colors. And we combine them in a sound that most appropriately depicts the text of the hymn. This particular hymn is Jesus Lives, the Victory's Won, a very wonderful statement of faith and that security and certainty that we have through the Christ's death and resurrection. So this is what we would call the sound of the full organ. That's all made possible by our generous supply of air coming through to the chests to each stop that we in turn play with the keys. So we think of the organ as being an instrument that we play with the keys, which we do with our feet on the pedals and our fingers on the keys. But it's really a wind instrument because it's that air moving through those pipes, both the very small pipes and the very large pipes, to create that sound that we are so familiar with, we hear so frequently in church. Thank you so much for being with me today. I hope you've enjoyed our tour. Music is a lot of things. Music is not only singing, music is not only instruments. Music takes a lot to create music with something such as the pipe organ. But what a beautiful sound it is, as it helps us raise voices to proclaim Christ as our risen Savior, Lord, and King. I pray that you are healthy and well. I look forward to seeing you again as soon as possible. God be with you until we can be together again, and have a great day.